Do you know the story of a woman who became one of the biggest stars in the whole world? She was a brave dreamer with a big smile and a very talented actress who changed cinema forever. This is the true story of Marilyn Monroe. Big dreams started from a very hard life, hard work every day, fame, beauty, love, many problems. But she became one of the most loved women in film history. Let's start from the beginning. Marilyn Monroe was born on June 1st, 1926. She came into the world in a hospital in the big sunny city of Los Angeles, California. When she was born, her full name was Norma Jeane Mortenson. Later, she was also called Norma Jean Baker. Her mother, Gladys Pearl Baker, worked cutting film in a studio, but she had serious mental health problems. Her father was not there and never helped raise the little girl. When Norma Jean was only a small baby, her mother became too sick to take care of her. So the little girl had to live with many foster families, one after another. For some time, she even lived in a big orphanage with other children. Life was very hard and lonely. She often felt unwanted and cried at night in her small bed. But even in the hardest times, a big flame burned in her heart. She dreamed that one day she would be happy, loved, and famous. She liked to look at pictures of movie stars in magazines and dreamed with her big smile that she would be like them one day. When she turned 16 in 1942, she decided to get married to James Dougherty, a 21-year-old man who worked in a factory, so she could have a house and a more stable life. The wedding was small and simple. She did not love him with all her heart, but she hoped for a new beginning. Soon after the wedding, World War II started, and James went to fight in the army. Sadly, James died in the war. Norma Jean became a widow at a very young age, with her heart broken by pain and even deeper loneliness. But the brave dreamer inside her did not let it break her. She had to work very hard to survive. She worked very hard every day and never gave up on her dreams, no matter how difficult life was. Her big smile made many people happy, even when she felt sad inside. One day, a photographer came to the factory and saw Norma Jean. He was amazed by her natural beauty, her warm smile, and her graceful way of being. He asked her if she wanted to pose for photos, and that is how her modeling career began. She took many beautiful photos for magazines, and in 1949, she posed for a special calendar that became very famous. She decided to change her name to Marilyn Monroe because she wanted a new start in life. She dyed her hair bright platinum blonde. This look became her signature style. She had a soft, breathy, and warm voice and a very feminine and graceful way of walking, full of femininity and charm. Even as a model, she sometimes felt empty inside and wished for a normal family life. That is how she became Marilyn Monroe and started playing small roles in films. At first, she only got very small roles, sometimes just standing in the background or saying one line. She felt very nervous during her first auditions and often doubted herself. She practiced her lines for hours every night after work. Many people told her she would never succeed in Hollywood. She was determined to prove them wrong no matter what. She changed the way she walked and spoke to become more like a movie star. She felt happy when she finally got small roles in movies. At the same time, she was scared of failing and being forgotten. She wanted to be respected as a real actress, not just a pretty face. She worked very hard every day to improve her acting skills. Even when she was tired, she continued to study and practice. She believed that one day she would become a big star. The studio ended her contract after 1 year because they thought she was not special enough. But Marilyn never gave up. She was strong and brave and had a big smile that hid a heart full of hope and dreams. She learned many things to become a good actress. She took acting classes with passion and studied how to show deep emotions. She practiced for hours in front of the mirror to speak clearly and move her body gracefully. She read books about life and characters to understand people better. She continued modeling to earn money while going to auditions every day with hope in her heart. In 1950, she got 2 important roles at the same time. In The Asphalt Jungle, she played a vulnerable woman full of emotion. And in All About Eve, she played a young actress dreaming of fame, a role that reflected her own dreams. After these films, people in Hollywood started talking about something special in her talent, warmth, and unique way of being. In 1952, she acted in Clash by Night and Don't Bother to Knock. Her name became bigger, and people started recognizing her on the street. In 1953, she had 3 big, successful films in the same year that showed all her depth. Niagara, a beautiful and dangerous woman full of inner emotion. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, a fun musical where she sang Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend in a sparkling pink dress, shining with joy and feminine charm, and How to Marry a Millionaire. These films were very successful and made her the most famous blonde actress in the world at that time. She showed the world that women can be strong and beautiful at the same time. Even when she felt lonely, she kept working hard to achieve her goals. In total, Marilyn Monroe acted in 29 films between 1946 and 1961. In other years, she also acted in films like Monkey Business, 1952, The Prince and the Showgirl, 1957, Let's Make Love, 1960, and The Misfits, 1961. But the important ones truly defined her legend. In the film The 7-Year Itch, 1955, she had one of the most famous scenes in cinema history. She wore a beautiful white dress and stood over a subway grate. When the wind lifted her dress, the moment perfectly captured her playful, feminine, and lively spirit that won the whole world. In January 1954, she married the famous baseball player Joe DiMaggio. The wedding was small, but the news was everywhere. At first they were happy, but soon big fights started. Joe did not like all the attention Marilyn received and her sexy roles in films. After only 9 months, in October 1954, they divorced. This separation brought her even more sadness and inner loneliness, even though she was the most famous woman in the world on the outside. In 1955, she created her own film company, Marilyn Monroe Productions, so she could choose better roles and have control over her career. She was very smart and loved to read and learn new things. She dreamed with all her heart of having a family and children one day. Even at the height of her fame, she sometimes felt sad and lonely inside. In 1956, she married the famous writer Arthur Miller. She continued to make great films like Some Like It Hot in 1959, where she showed her comic talent and unique warmth. But fame also brought many problems, and she often felt overwhelmed by sadness and pressure. On August 5, 1962, Marilyn Monroe died at the age of 36 in her home in Los Angeles from an overdose of sleeping pills. Many believe her life had become too hard because of fame and her inner struggles. Her story shows us that even from a very hard beginning, big dreams can become reality if you work hard and never give up. Marilyn changed the way people saw actresses and brought warm, playful, and deeply human femininity to the big screen. Many people still watch her films today and love her unique style, charm, and light. Her life teaches us to be strong, to keep going, and to follow our dreams no matter what problems come our way. She showed the world that it is possible to follow your dreams even when life is very hard. Her story will continue to inspire people for many years to come. Marilyn Monroe will always be remembered as a true legend. She taught us that even from a very difficult life, big dreams can come true if you believe in yourself. Her courage and hard work made her a real example for many people around the world. She will always be an example of strength, beauty, and courage for generations to come. Thank you for listening to the end.